it's a really fun room of guys that work really hard and consistently come to work every single day. So it's been a really easy transition. Obviously, having been here, I know all the guys really well, so it's been fun.
What's your assessment about Mike Higgins and kind of where he is in his development?
He is doing a great job right now in practice. He's a very, very athletic player. He catches the ball extremely well, and he is every day getting better as a run blocker, and just understanding how he needs to run up the football. So I'm really excited about kind of where he's headed moving forward here.
You got Victor Konopka back from injury at the end of last season. What's his development like, and what are you expecting from him?
Very similar to what we said about Mike. He has gotten better every single day as a run blocker, and not to say that last year he was deficient. You can notice every day him getting better and better, more comfortable running off the football and understanding what we're asking the tight end to do in the run game. And he was already, a great athlete who felt comfortable running routes and catching the ball. So it's been exciting to kind of see him continue to develop in the run game.
To have Johnny Langan back for another year, a veteran guy who's been around the block, how valuable is that, and just how much more do you think he has in the tank as far as his development?
Johnny definitely has room to grow, and I think he would agree with that just because he's a guy who just wants to get better every single day, and he has taken, I would say, a really big step as far as just his understanding of how violent he needs to be in the run game, and that's shown up every single practice. There's reps where I just get excited watching it because you can see him just being violent out there.
Coach, there's a new offense this year, obviously. How do you expect the tight ends to be used in the new offense?
They're going to be counted on a lot, especially in the run game, to be able to win that C gap on the backside of the zone schemes. But you can see that if you've seen any of Minnesota tape, the tight ends prove themselves as we're the receivers. They're going to be used and they're going to be counted on in the pass game. So, the way these guys are working right now, they're trying to prove that so they can expand the role as much as possible.
15 years ago, the start of your career, you were coaching tight ends at Albright College. How have you changed as a tight end coach and your understanding of the position? How has the position changed and changed you?
15 years ago, when I started as a tight ends coach, I knew nothing at all. I was coming from playing offensive line in college, and I did whatever the head coach told me to do. He was coaching the coaches on that end. So that's tight end's actually the position I've coached the most years in my career. And I would say, my understanding of offensive football and defensive football has continued to grow every year that I've been a coach, and you can use that information to help whatever position group you're working with. But, the level of athlete that plays this position, even from when I was coaching it, 7 years ago, is a lot different. So it's just fun to watch those guys be utilized in a lot of different ways, not just run game, blocking, but in the pass game.
Coach, you have a pretty unique group in that Johnny was a former quarterback and former basketball players, and Victor and Mike. What's it like coaching those guys who weren't lifelong tight ends, who kind of are still relatively new to the position? Yeah,
it's a really fun group to coach because they're such sponges trying to take in all the information because they know they have plenty that they can continue to learn. So, as a group, there's nobody who's got it all figured out. Like they want to learn more. They know there's things that can help them become a better tight end, that these little techniques here or, different things here and there that they're just taking it all in. So it's fun to kind of coach them that way because they all understand they got room to grow.
Coach, you've been at Rutgers for several years now. How is this spring practice different than any spring practices you've seen in the past?
Well, that's a great question. Let me think. The way we go about doing things here is pretty consistent. So I would say, the biggest difference is there's new faces on the offensive side of the ball, and with Coach Shiraka running the offense, and his way of going about do things is slightly different, and he's pretty consistent about how he does that. So I'd say that's the biggest difference. But the way we practice is pretty consistent, whether it's been last year or the year before.